one and all. Back to the Dissonance Complex, where we have our DHA people doing DHA things in the world of DHA, Dublin's Hero Academy, a My Hero game set about in the next generation after the anime. Last session, they did some stuff, talked to some Class 1A members, went through a normal day of school, which ended with them getting letters, each one individually, of photos of them around the school, with the note of that I am always watching. We ended with that, and after they finished their classes, and now they are on their day to day after school. I will leave it up to them what they decide to do. Last, you guys were together after talking about your letters and agreeing to not seek a teacher.
So how are we doing this? Do we like roll a die to see who goes in order?
Well, you guys are together right now because it's where we ended with everybody grouped up.
Okay, great. So school is over.
Yes, and you were just talking about the letters that people are watching you.
Okay, so if we're not gonna tell the teacher about this, I guess the best thing to do is keep our eyes out for anything suspicious.
Yeah, it's probably for the best, but I mean, he'll be fine. We're training for the stuff.
But at the end of the day, we are still students and we still have our limitations. We have not yet reached our full potential yet.
I mean, maybe.
Didn't you just receive your quirk last week? Or awaken your
Yeah,
quirk last week?
that means I haven't found my limits yet.
Don't you think it's better to find them during training and not during a life or death situation?
I think it's better to find them whenever they appear.
Okay, regardless, I need to check on something. So, just you two, just don't cause any more problems for me to clean up, okay? And then James just leaves.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try.
Hmm, us causing problems. Hmm,
It's cause
All right, so DM, can I ask, like, currently, Abigail's still in the hospital, right?
She's still staying at home after the attack by her house.
Okay, so the whole conversation, like, they talk about how asking him that if he trusts Abigail kind of like cause a bit of an issue. So he's gonna like the matter of he's gonna spy on her.
Alrighty. With
Like he's
stalking
not gonna
episode part
he's
3.
he's not gonna give her any warning. He's just gonna spy on her to just to see if she's doing anything suspicious because the whole conversation about if he trusts Abigail kind of, you know, like when you do it's like when you do something day to day, but then when someone points it out to you, you're all like, "Oh crap."
mm-hmm.
Well, I rolled and James feels like he's having like he has the feeling of trust which he doesn't like. He doesn't like the fact that he's trusting anyone, so he needs to, you know, make stop this road before it takes place.
Yeah, and before we focus on that way, I want to see what the other two are doing as you head off to. I'm assuming towards Abigail's home.
Yes, to
Mm-hmm.
Abigail's house.
What is Lance and Sean wanting to do this afternoon?
hmm.
That's a good question because I haven't thought about it at all.
A very good question that I haven't thought of either.
It's almost like you had 2 weeks to think about this.
I was kind of on autopilot the past 2 weeks.
So you can talk to people, do training sessions. I
Yes.
believe Lance at one point mentioned reaching out to Ash to see if you and your friends could, come over.
Oh, yeah, I should.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to do that one night.
I approve of that idea.
Yeah, I guess Lance going off to do his own thing. It's probably a mix of, do I call? Do I just find them?
I mean, you
It'll
know,
probably be more fun to just try find them.
you would Lance would know. Like, Mans, when he's not teaching, is most likely in the gym doing his daily workout.
Hmm.
Or helping other students, most likely in the gym. And where's Sean wishing to go?
Checking my aptitudes to see if there's anything I want to try.
Mm. I need to pull out a D4 so I can roll on who's going first.
I'll get aptitude control by training that.
Alrighty. So,
Mm.
as you guys go your separate ways, we will start with Lance.
Hmm.
Lance, are you checking the gym first with Lance knowing that's most likely the best place to find Ash?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't find him in the gym, but as you do enter that space, on the courtyard outside for like track and the different test, you can just hear a bunch of running, and then eventually just a Ash, I am almost 40. Why do I have to run? Napping. Ash, why? You just hear Tegan outside begging to be released. So it is most
Alright.
likely a cardio day.
Before Lance leaves the gym, he's gonna try do something he just thinks of maybe this can do something. Can I charge up an energy beam and try to feel where the energy is?
Like where the energy is, like in your body.
Yeah.
Roll me control.
Alright. That'd be... That's a 10. Do I have a +2 in control? I have a +2 in control. So 12.
12 on 2d6.
Correct.
Okay. So yeah, as you're charging and just holding it, you feel it in two main places. In your
Mhm.
core, which I'll say Lance having a lot of spiritual based powers with your siblings. It is a lot of the place where spirituality begins. And you can also feel it like your throat, a little bit of energy that's a bit hotter and warmer, almost like in ignition.
Can I, with the energy that's in ignition, try to treat it like I do a clone where Lance just like spits it up? And see if it can form like almost an energy ball that he can hold.
It's gonna be a very high control check, but yes.
That's fine by me. That's double sixes plus 2 for a 14.
Yeah, you take that like warming energy and focus on that, and you cough up this little ball of energy, and you're holding it for a second before it erupts in flame and then sizzles out.
Hmm.
You want to give me a
Does the energy just dissipate to the wind, or?
Yes, it does kind of like dissipate into the wind. But your hand feels very hot, but like a uncomfortable, not like a pain.
Hmm.
Can you give me a quirk education check if you don't mind?
That is a 5 plus nothing. That is a 5.
On a 1d6?
Correct.
Um, you know, your mother tends to fight with, different fighting styles based off like the elements and stuff like that in a much more spiritual fight. Your uncle also has its spiritualism of where uses a much more fluid type of fighting style like water. Your sister seems to be able to fly and manipulate air with dragons. Your eldest brother, who seems to be a minotaur, can punch through most earth. And your brain is processing, and you realize a lot of your family can be tied to a different natural spiritual element. And I think Lance can see where this is going without me finishing the sentence.
Hmm. Then Lance is just kind of gonna look at it like, hmm. You know what? Not what I planned, but I guess this works too. As yeah, he's just gonna walk out to the courtyard now.
Yeah, and you fully just see a Tegan Flynn, the #1 hero, just flying up to the air, just being like, Ash, I am done. You've made me run for an hour. And Ash, without missing a beat, just runs by, grabs Tegan's leg, and forces him on the ground, and you just see Tegan wanting to cry. But you do see the teachers. Ash is in like a very tight, top and like baggy pants. Much more of a workout outfit. And you do see Tegan, who's currently in like a old like crop top and like baggy workout shorts. I've just and despite Tegan always seeming lazy, both of them have very decent bodies, but you can tell Ash is made for more hitting heavy combat, while Tegan's build is more about flexibility and movement.
Uh, yeah, Lance is just gonna walk over and just, as they're running by, as if it's nothing to him, he's just gonna try to like put his arm out to kind of clothesline. Might I ask if there's a specific roll I need to make for that?
Roll me. You're trying to clothesline two pro heroes.
Oh no, just Ash.
Just Ash, okay. Um, I would say your combat versus Ash's reaction.
I mean, that's a 14 on 3d6.
Yeah, Ash just like backflips over it. Ash rolled a 28.
Yeah, fair enough.
And Ash will turn to you, and Tegan just tries to walk off before Ash just, kind of gives Tegan a stare, and Tegan's like, fine, I'll go do push ups inside. But Ash will look at you, just being like, what's up, kiddo?
Eh. Eh. About the Sunday dinner?
Mm-hmm.
Wondering if I could bring some other people around. One of them's kind of, let's just say, into the books a bit too much, and into his room a lot more.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking about the one that's been stalking me?
Yep. He's been doing that a lot recently.
You
And well, the other seems to be president of your fan club, so
Well, I don't mind a fan, but I mean this with no disrespect. Has your stalking friend thought maybe a little stealth might be used, not just standing around a corner?
I mean, probably, but it's not. I don't think it matters too much.
So was
Hey,
your
what's the thing you keep trying to tell me? It's not about succeeding, it's about trying until you get there?
Yep.
And that's the entire point of this week, ain't it?
I cannot tell you what the goal is.
Yeah, yeah.
So let me guess, part of you guys coming over is so you can get your friends into my home, hoping my guard is down.
I mean, let's be honest, it's not going to be down. But also, get him away from the school for a bit. Bit of brevity.
Now,
You get me?
would you prefer them to be here when Tegan, Kita, Akiko, and them are not at the house? Give you a bit more peace
I
and
mean,
privacy?
a bit of excitement never hurt anyone either.
Lance, you know how the house gets when the Flynns are there.
Yeah. But I mean, it would just kind of get boring if they weren't there, you know?
Alrighty,
There's
well,
only so many times you can go out and fight the wildlife before it gets boring.
you're always welcome any day of the week to stop by.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I should go to make sure that, Keegan's actually doing his workouts and not just flying everywhere.
Mm.
You would really think he would stop doing that after 30 years.
Bets on him just lying down horizontally, moving up and down, and calling those push-ups.
He hasn't done that since he was 22.
No one stop him from trying again.
No, the last time he did that, I put weights on his back because he said it was too easy.
Yeah, fair enough.
and Ash will give you a bit of a sign off and head inside to continue working with Tegan. You eventually see like Ida, Akiko, and some of the other top 10 eventually head to the gym for like a group training session now that the students don't need them. And we will move to. Where's my D4? So the D4 can decide who's next. Okay. So, is James rolling stealth or going to the front door?
Well, stealth can't exactly spy on her if she sees me coming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. Or 1d6 plus 2. Alright, come on. I got an 8. I crit on a 1d6.
Wonderful. So, how were you stealthing around? Are you like trying to get up into a tree to just like watch her in her bedroom?
Yes. To see what she's up to and see if it's like she's up to anything bad, like if anything to potentially betray that would backstab James.
You see a room that is dark and a bunch of glowing eyes, and you just see her standing there with her stomach and chest completely ripped open of like what seems to be something dripping out of her and a bunch of teeth whirring as like her entire head is split in half and just like staring into nothingness.
Okay, so James sees this, right?
Mm.
So, like, do I have to roll to assume, like, would he assume that something bad happened and he just goes in there, or is this like a part of her quirk?
You can roll insider quirk out if you want.
Okay, as much as I would rather fail and have this hilarious interaction, I need to actually try, so I'm gonna go with quirk ed.
Okay.
Like, I gotta actually, you know, gotta play the character. It is what it is. So roll 3d6. Okay, 4, but can I use my bookworm grade schooler to if it's a required 15 DC?
Okay, sure. Um,
Okay, you know what? I kind of want to fail now.
did you want to fail and not use grad schooler?
Yeah.
You know her quirk is being a stuffed animal.
Mm. Can I roll for an excuse of why James wouldn't put all his effort into analyzing it properly?
Sure.
Like, what would that roll be?
You can just come up with one. You don't have to roll.
Okay, well, I think the sight of her being split open and head stuff kind of catches him off guard, not allowing him to analyze it properly. So he just quickly barges in.
You just jump off a tree and burst into a woman's bedroom.
Yeah, like he sees her in a mess and checks checks what's going on.
You burst into her room where you see her body like reconfigures itself back to normal and she's just like, "Oh, James, why are
Oh,
you in my
you're
room?"
you're okay.
Yes, and you see like next to her is a stuffed animal that looks exactly like the form that she was in.
Why were you like? Why were you like splattered? Like, why were you like look like you got ripped apart?
Okay, I think the better question is why did you just break into my room?
Uh, I I uh I think to my head that come up with an excuse.
You see Zach just appear and just like go, you're dreaming. This is a dream. It just has little like tendrils doing like the Star Wars like force movements.
I think it might. Zach, do you honestly think she's gonna bully that?
I don't know. It's the best thing I could come up with.
Okay, well, I uh I I saw that you were in that state and I came in to help you.
Okay, I'm on the 3rd floor.
I have really good eyesight.
Please roll me deception.
Darn. Charisma, my worst die. Okay, 4.
So, do you want me to tell my parents, or are you gonna go out the way you came?
Okay. Oh, okay. I guess James just leaves.
Yeah, you see that she just looks out her window to make sure that you walk out. Like you fully leave the premises.
Okay, well that went horrible.
Yeah, are you gonna head back to the school?
Okay, well, okay, now I have to go get her something to apologize for that incident. So she likes stuffed animals, right?
Yes.
So I'll just go to a store and buy. How much money do I have?
I don't know.
Uh, crap. Uh, but
Everybody starts off with $50.
okay, I'm just going to say I don't. Okay, well I'm gonna. Hmm, I don't remember how much I have had before.
And I don't know if you spent anything, but you should at least have 50.
I'm just gonna go with I have $30 now.
I don't know.
I know I spent some stuff, so yeah, I just go to a store and buy some stuffed animals.
Buy some stuffed animals, and with that, we will move over to Sean. How are you wanting to work your train your quirk control?
So he's going to pursue the same type of training he did last time that Millie helped him with. He's just going to consume vast amounts of coffee to see what happens.
Well, your friend's not here
He's,
this time, so are you just
uh,
grabbing pots
well,
of
yeah,
coffee from the unlimited
yeah.
coffee source you have in the cafeteria?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's probably what he's gonna do.
Mm.
He also has the vial of like infinite coffee that he got from his sister, so he could use that maybe. Uh, yeah, I'll save that for later. He's just gonna drink normal coffee.
Alrighty, so as you overload yourself with coffee, please make me another quirk control.
It is 2d6, 8.
You instantly stall out again as you
Damn it.
overload your systems. The DC was 10.
Alright.
So yeah, you end up getting stuck there for like a solid 30 seconds before you can feel your body start to move again.
Alright. I was gonna try again.
Please roll a DC. It's a DC 10 again.
9. He's getting better.
You feel your engine stalling out, except this time you stall out and end up throwing up a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I think I should stop now. He's gonna return to the dorms to hopefully not throw up again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You have Baku dorms, and you see, I have my list. My list is right here. Mm-mm.
Nice.
You see, where's her name? You see Aiden, who is just, sitting there watching TV, just being a dude with his shirt off, and you just see all of his scales that cover his body. Um, this man's is just watching, I don't know, Montana House Flippers.
Sean is just going to sit on the couch. He he probably doesn't look that great, to be honest. A little off.
Man, would it be
Yep.
rude if I say you look like you got hit by a car?
No. No, I think so. I don't know.
Like, do you need to go, like, see Dr. Flynn?
I think I'm fine. So
Anyways,
I don't think so.
wanna join me for some, like, shitty American TV?
That sounds great.
Yeah, you sit with this man as he's like drinking a juice box. Um, and the TV show is just like, "Hi, my name is Susan B. Yep, that's the last name. That's what I'm going with now. And we have a two-story suburban home down here in Georgetown. And we are going to buy this house and flip it up to a much more modern cove. And first, we need to work on redoing that bathroom. They have such bad pink tiles. We think a nice gray will, open up the space and give it much more of a modern twist.
Trying to make the house more boring or something.
I don't know. The one thing that I've learned from this is a lot of Americans seem to like their millennial gray.
Gray is fucking boring. Leave him pink.
This is like the third house that they've turned into a gray.
I mean, they're just doing the same thing over and over.
Well, no, the last house was a one-story log cabin.
Okay, how do you? Why would you turn that gray?
Well, they said it was too brown, and to bring in a touch more of a rustic interior, that they needed a dark gray instead of a light red, and I don't know, the dark gray just looked like gray to me.
But isn't a log cabin already rustic enough? Well, that's
See,
what that means, right?
that's what I thought, but apparently it wasn't rustic.
Is it? I feel like that's kind of already the extent you can go by making it gray. You make it less rustic.
See, that's what I thought. And you see like one of their scales will like fly up, and like it's normally like a bluish tint, but it turns into like a god, what's it? Like a rust red. And Aiden's just like, see, wouldn't this be a better color for like a rustic log cabin?
Absolutely. Yeah, it absolutely would.
I don't know. They like to turn everything gray and then call it modern.
I mean, that doesn't really that doesn't make any sense.
They literally in one episode said they were gonna paint a house gray to make it feel more open to nature.
That okay. I'm starting to understand why my mother wanted to move away from America now.
I don't know. Apparently in Oklahoma, they really like their grays.
Gray's like the most boring color, though.
Yeah, I know, right? See, I'm more of a fan of like blues myself, if you couldn't tell by my scales.
I prefer reds.
Really, you feel more like a lavender kind of person, or like a coffee brown.
Mm. Okay, well, coffee browns are very nice colors, but red is part of my hair color, so yeah.
Um. Anyways, if there's something else you want to watch, you're more than welcome to like change the TV show. I was just bored.
And it's fun making fun of. It's fun to make fun of these people for making terrible decisions.
And as you guys turn in, it's just like, so this back patio is not giving what we want. It is too old, so we are thinking that we are going to remove everything. And then we are gonna lay down some rocks to, bring in a much more of an earthy tone. And then we're gonna turn this one section to a compost for a future garden. And we're thinking we're gonna bring in a tree to really liven up the area, and then maybe a wooden pathway for a bit of a rustic appeal. And you know what? To bring in that rustic appeal and a much more modern look to this backspace area, you're going to be painting the walkway a nice shade of gray.
As expected. I think the tree is going to be gray too.
I just want to know where they're going to get a gray tree, if the tree's going to be gray.
I mean, they're probably just going to paint it.
Well, then that would like destroy the tree.
I would not doubt that. I do not doubt that these people are going to find a way to make the tree gray, and they're probably going to destroy it in the process.
To be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if they had like someone like on staff with like a quirk that can change colors, because like where are they getting all this gray paint from?
I mean, if it's all gray, is it really changing color as much as it's just draining color if they're not using it to make anything but gray?
Well, I mean, like, a grayish red still exists, so, like, you would have to, like, remove all of the pigments while also keeping a depth within the black and white mixtures. And if you want certain shades of gray, you are still gonna want, like, blues and yellows and other undertones inside of it.
Mm-hmm. How many tones of gray even are there?
Was not expecting this question. Let me do a quick Google search. Tones of gray are there? Here, Aiden, just go. Well, there's about roughly 250 shades of gray under ideal conditions.
So it's a lot more than expected.
And I mean, if you're using the RGB model, there's about 256 different shades that can be defined as equal numbers of red, greens, and blues. Instead of using black and white, as black and white would be considered their own shades of gray. It really just depends on what color analysis forms that you would like to use.
Noted. I probably forget that by the time I fall asleep today.
Oh, and with that, we will hop back over to Lance, as Lance is leaving. What would Lance like to do now?
He's probably just gonna try and make his way back to the dorm.
Yeah. As you enter the dorm, you do see your friend and Aiden sitting there, and the TV's just going on. And by the way, guys, tune in next week where we are taking an episode over to Ireland, where we are going to be doing an updo town over in Dublin and giving it that American twist.
Oh, God, no.
She sounds like a pain in the ass.
Yeah, she's making everything gray.
Why gray?
He's stealing fun from everything.
Apparently, it's like modern. I just think Americans like their gray.
It's like the most boring color you can make.
That's what I said.
And like, I mean, with no disrespect, there's like never a dude buying a house. It looks like all like middle-aged moms.
Hmm.
I don't know a single dude who would like to live in a gray house.
I don't know a person that would like to live in a gray house.
Do you want to join us while we watch like shitty American TV?
Eh. Maybe another time. Got some stuff I gotta figure out. The fact that I might have fire powers.
Cool, cool.
So, you
Let's
know,
set
I'm
on
gonna
fire
have to
first.
take care of that.
What are you gonna set on fire first?
Well, funnily enough, I kinda already set my hand on fire.
Oh. Nice.
So, you know, gonna try to figure out how that works, and then once I'm done with all that. I don't know, I might just train myself till I pass out, honestly.
That is not the best way to do that, but okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
Don't
I'll
like
be
die or
fine.
something.
so I do know like a good fire user in class, like, you know, 1B.
Oh, what's up?
Yeah, apparently her whole things is like dolls and then lighting things on fire. So like, you know, maybe she can teach you how to light things on fire. I don't think we have any fire people in our class, but I honestly haven't been paying much attention. I think Kita technically is fire. Those are explosions.
Yeah, no, trust me, I've had to deal with them most of my life. Do not want to deal with more of that if I can help it.
Yeah, but like, there's always Sue in class 1B.
Hmm.
And I think in 1A, doesn't the, God, what's his name? Oh, no. You know, the kid who's like from, you know, Japan, son of a hero, you know, he uses like a quit in it to make like a fire beam.
Yep.
I guess technically, you know, Sam can, you know, manifest fires, so, you have some options if you don't want to train alone.
And I might take my chances with the 1B student.
Yeah. I've been told if you want to find her, you should check the support course rooms. Apparently, she really likes to be in those labs.
Fair enough. Also, Coffee Kid.
Name's Sean.
Yeah, I know, but Sean is so basic to do, you know?
Yeah, I can't argue with
But,
that.
Sunday, you've been invited to come to Ashes for dinner.
No. Nice. Can you take anyone with, or just me?
Technically, you're being the one being taken with, because, you know, had a quick talk, was able to get a +2, and I'm taking you and the 2-for-1 special.
Oh, the stalker. Okay. So this is gonna be like a. We're gonna ambush him, or is it just like a
I think
normal
you
dinner?
can.
All right. Well, if we're just being invited for dinner, I'm not gonna ambush him. That'd be unfair.
I'd say rethink that.
No.
Fair enough. I'm gonna head out and try to find this fire girl then.
Yeah, so are you following the advice to head to the support course, labs?
Yep.
Yeah, you head in there and you hear a large explosion.
Hmm. Please don't let Kita be in here. Please don't let Kita be in here. Please don't let Kita be in here. Open the door.
Yeah, you fully see a girl who's about 5'2", put up a bunch of goggles, and there is a puppet that has been made, and you just see a devious grin, just being like, "I've done it again. I've made my masterpiece."
So the explosion was on purpose?
Yes. See if
I
you come.
mean,
Good.
fair enough, I guess.
See, because if you come here and you see a string come out of their fingers and open up the center of it, if you see this component right here, if I fill it up with, enough explosives and then I send my heated strings inside of it, it goes boom without destroying the puppet.
Mm-hmm.
Or if the puppet is destroyed, you can see these threads right here that will instantly set off an explosion that would be able to destroy an entire block of houses, people, and anything else.
Okay, you've lost me with destroying the entire block.
Well, of course, if somebody's destroying my babies, I might as well be able to take care of them in the process of my baby's death.
Right, but the whole block?
Oh yeah, puppets are better than people.
I mean, to each their own, I guess.
Anyways, I didn't introduce myself. That's rude. My name is Suichiha.
Lance Minnock. And Lance is gonna put out his hand to her.
Yeah. Sue will shake your hands with you, and then and yes, before you ask, Uchiha like Naruto.
Hey, people gonna have last names. I can't say much. My last name is literally Irish for monkey.
Oh yeah, you're the kid who recently got his quirk and just monkey things, right?
Bingo, but I've also learned something that's brought me to your door.
You can control puppets as well.
The other part.
The string part?
Fire.
Oh! I would not take you as a fire person.
What's that meant to mean, eh?
You don't really scream fire.
I can be plenty fiery when the time calls.
I don't know, I'm getting more of glass from you.
Glass?
Yeah, subsection of Earth.
Oh no, that's my brother's whole deal.
I'm mainly referring to your. Wait, actually, before I say this, you should probably confirm this. Is Lance wearing their sling today, or are you just
No,
goofing around?
he is. He's going. I'll say Lance has probably tried to wear his sling as least amount of time as he possibly could.
Okay. I don't know. It just looks like you might be easily broken. You're so thin.
I
You're spindly.
I can hold my own when it comes to a fight. That is all that matters, okay?
Well, if that's what you say, Noodle Arms.
At least it looks like I can throw a punch.
I can throw a punch. Do you see strings come out and a puppet makes a punching motion?
I don't doubt that your puppets can punch, but can you? Hmm?
I'm more of a support hero.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, you want to learn about fire? As you see, she holds a hand out and a bunch of strings surrounding a ball and it ignites into flame.
Oh, yeah. I can try to do what I did earlier again. It's probably not gonna look the prettiest, though.
Then we should probably head to a training field because I don't think they want us to blow this place up again.
I'm probably, but also that's the boring way to think about it.
Yeah, but I'm not really supposed to be in here, so.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, Teach was busy, so nobody could stop me from coming in here.
Yeah, again, fair.
And you see a puppet start crawling into the room as her strings go out the door. And you see a giant scorpion that she will run up to, jump on, and then like tap behind her for you to see if you want to ride.
Hey, yeah, I'll jump on the back.
Yeah. And with that, as she takes you to the thing, we will check in again on James. You have finished your shopping trip and you've bought some stuffed animals. What would you like to do now?
Me?
Yes.
Okay, so basically, James, well, even if he has poor social skills, he realized he kind of messed things up a bit, so he's going to look for plushies to apologize to her.
Yeah, you can just find some normal plushies of like bunnies, rabbits, bears. Nothing like too cool, nothing too special, just normal things you can find at like a convenience store or a Walmart.
All right, and what time is it?
It's like 4, 5 in the afternoon.
All right, I'm gonna text Abigail. I'm gonna text her. I would like to. Can I come over to apologize proper? Can I come over to apologize?
Message is read, but no reply.
Mm, okay.
Yeah, and you will see Zach will appear looking at the message like, hey, listen, maybe if you admit that that was a freaky thing to do, then maybe your freak will not freak her out as much as she is now if you admit that you were stalking her.
Okay. Well, so should I just text it or should I just go back over there and explain myself?
I don't really know how you tell a girl that you were in a tree watching her in her bedroom because you didn't trust her after, a villain attack almost, destroyed her entire neighborhood. I don't know, I feel like this is an in-person conversation.
Okay, and maybe I should just go back and just explain myself. because I doubt we'll have time at school and other people might hear us. So I'll just go back and do this properly.
Suggestion? She did
Yeah.
already kick you out of the house and said if you didn't leave, she was calling her parents. So maybe.
Okay. Well, I'm obviously. I don't know what to do, Zach.
I don't know. I've never stalked someone before and got caught.
I don't know. I don't know. I wish there was something more I could do to really show that I'm sorry.
Oh, maybe give her time. I honestly, if a girl kicked me out of the house, I wouldn't, go back as soon as, I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't really give it a thing to really think about what happened. So let me just apologize. So this way you'll like me again.
So you're saying.
Uh-huh.
So should I just wait for it to come to me, or should I just give it time? Like, what's the proper amount of time should I wait to come go over to her and apologize?
You will see, Zach wanting the answer, and then like little glasses will appear made out of like their little sludge as a tendril goes to pick up a self-help book as I turn the page, and it's just like, when there is a problem within a marriage, it is sometimes good to step back and take a moment to think and breathe before continuing a conversation.
I never. I don't know. I just didn't like the thought of us being open to her. That's all. They Motormouth Motormouth pointed out me starting to trust her, and I didn't like being vulnerable. So I guess I was just looking for any excuse not to trust her, and I ended up just making an idiot out of myself.
I would say stalking a girl and looking into her bedroom window being a little less of stupid and more like creepy, but however you wish to word it.
Okay, it was both stupid and creepy.
There you go.
So
Well, if I was you, and according to this self-help book on failing marriages, you should give her some time.
okay, okay. I guess that's the best I can do for now. I guess I'll just yeah. Okay, I will just James just pull out some boat and just text. I don't know. He texts. I'm like if Zach, can you? I don't know how to properly word this, Zach. Like, how do I say? Uh, I'm gonna give you time, and when you, I don't know. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at apologize. I'm just talking to preparing for an apology or giving people space to wait until I apologize to them.
Yeah, you see Zach there's a couple more pages of this self-help book, and it's like, according to this book, once again on broken marriages, so I don't know if it applies. Open communication and speaking things honestly is the key to a happy marriage.
All right. All right. Just James, just text. I am very sorry, Abigail, for what I did. It was both wrong and creepy. It I have trust issues, and when I started having feelings of trust toward you, I it was like I panicked and I just was just looking for excuse to not trust you to protect myself. It was both, but I have wronged you, and I will keep my distance until you're ready to hear my proper apology face to face. And I send it.
You know, and Zach will give you a thumbs up, and then go back more on the page. You're like, oh, tip number 9 to a happy marriage is very spicy.
What it? Do I even want to know what it is?
It's about licking and biting.
Ugh, no. Okay, that's not gonna. I'm just gonna text that, and I'm just gonna give her space until she wants to talk to me. Actually, how is it that you know about socializing that I do?
Well, I was reading from the self-help book on how to fix a broken marriage.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna take these stuffed animals and just head back and study and plan out how we can attack the teacher.
Wonderful. As you walk back into the door, you once again you see Aiden and Sean there, and the TV has moved to like a new show of just being like, "Hi, today on Illinois' cooking competition, we are trying to find the best spicy chili in this episode."
It's chilly like the last 50. It's chilly like the last episode too.
Yeah, they're really bad at finding chili. Yeah, you just see your friends just in there watching crappy American television.
So yeah, I guess it's screw it. James just sits down with them.
Oh, hello, 2-for-1.
Oh, so this is
Hey,
the 2-for-1 special.
hey, Motor Mouth.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
So what show is this?
I don't remember, some American cooking show.
Yeah,
They've been trying to find chili for like 3 episodes now.
yeah, they're really on their chili saga.
So you're trying to find the spiciest chili?
Well, they just say best chili, so like they don't say if it's like a spicy chili, a sweet chili, like a teriyaki chili.
All right. So what chili did you come across so far that would be the best?
Mm,
Last episode it was Memphis, Tennessee hot chili.
yeah.
All right. All right. Well, I'm just gonna go to my room and study for a bit. I hope you find your chili, and then James just goes to his room and study.
Yeah.
And here I thought he was gonna spend. And here I thought he was gonna be actually socializing for once.
Mm. We could steal his door.
That would be very funny.
Do you wish to attempt to steal this man's door while he's studying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so, James, you hear a drill going off right outside your door.
He's gone for now. He's burb.
Onyx is muted.
Yeah, he's burb.
Okay. Well, was burbed. We will hop back over. Do you mind if I hop back over to Lance while we wait for Onyx to come back?
Of course not.
Lance, you here?
Yeah.
Yee. So yeah, you go with Sue to the training grounds. And you see where she takes you to a room that seems to be able to simulate the different elements. And you watch as she hits a button and the entire room erupts in flame and she just walks directly into the fire. And when she does so, she will
Oh, I
spark
see
at
that.
you as you see that she has strings wrapped around her body. And she's like, the first part of learning to control fire is temperature regulation.
Onyx is back.
Hmm. Okay. Temperature regular. Can I try to like get that warm fire energy and just spread that shit all throughout?
going to be a decently high quirk check, but yes.
Control, don't fail me. Control, do not fail me. That is a 12.
Yeah, you feel that energy course throughout your body.
Okay. Land's kind of just, okay, okay. I feel the heat going all throughout. I feel it going. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna walk into this.
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable, like a very high temperature thing. Like very like a little painful, but like you're not burning as like you put your hand through like a flame.
Hmm.
Well, the next
This, this is new.
and now the next part is you see as she'll summon her threads and ignite them in flame is actually using your fire without dropping your resistance.
All right.
I will say it's going to be a high check to keep your resistance and activate your flame. If you at least get a 10, I'll say you have to crit to keep both up. But if you at least get a 10, you'll get your flame going of a little flame ball in your hand, but you're going to drop your flame resistance.
That's an 8+2, which is barely a 10.
So yeah, as you like summon forth and cough up this fireball, your entire body instantly feels the flames start to like surge over you as you can feel your skin starting to crackle with burn marks.
Yeah, Lance is just kind of grit his teeth and try to just take it.
Yeah, please take for every round you're gonna stay in these flames, you're gonna be taking a D10 worth of damage. It is 9 points of damage for the first round.
Gotcha.
So you can try a quirk check to keep this ball of flame in your hand. A 10, you'll switch over to your resistance and lose the flame ball. A crit, you'll keep both up.
All right. Gotta try this again. That's a 6 and a 4. That's a 10 plus a 2 from control. That's 12.
Wonderful. You get your resistance back up, and you see your fireball become very small, like an ember in your hand, but you have both up at the moment.
Hmm.
And I will say, you please go ahead and remove 18 points of stamina.
Oh, that's almost everything.
It is taking a lot of your stamina trying to learn this new technique.
Okay. Lance is gonna try and nurse the flame close to his mouth and try to exhale a small bit of the energy he would use for his beams onto it
Okay.
to
So,
try and reconfigure the size.
okay, so this is going to be another high quirk check, not because if it's difficult, but if you fail, you're going to cause a huge explosion directly in your face as you overpower the flame. And I will say doing this will cost you another 8 stamina.
Okay, that means Lance is going to be taking a point of exhaustion then.
Mhm. And you get to. I believe that means your backlash is finally going to kick in. Um. Yeah, please roll, and if you want, describe how your backlash of using too much of your spiritual energy is.
That's a 12, which barely reaches it.
Mm. Yeah, so you're able to nurse this flame and end up doing like a fire breath out as you feel your quirk's backlash start to like encrode your body.
Yeah, almost immediately Lance starts like panting as if the wind has been like knocked out of him, as if trying to retain or reabsorb some of the energy as he's just going to fall to his knees in just a gasping, panting mess of a person.
Yeah, Sue will have a string go and turn off the flames as they will like come up and hold a hand out, being like, "You did a great job. Maybe don't push yourself that hard." I will hold a hand to help, you get up to your feet again.
I I could have gone longer. And I'm still standing, ain't I?
Well, I don't. I think it's a bit hard for you to breathe.
That'll, that'll fix itself in a moment or two.
Mm,
Nothing I haven't handled before.
yeah. Um. So, pal, I would like you to add something to your sheet as you will unlock a minor upgrade to your quirk.
Alright.
Next to stamina, you have unlocked spiritual points. You have started to work on a quirk ability called the Monkey of Four Elements. You have 2 spiritual points that you can spend to encode one of your attacks with the fire element. It will take more training and you'll get more spiritual points to do so.
Alright.
I do hope you enjoy this little upgrade to your quirk that I cooked up for you.
Yeah, makes sense with what the quirk is based on.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you will need some time to rest, and Sue will help you get back to your dorm room. And even though they're known as a delinquent, will help you like up the stairs into your actual room so you can get some rest. And Sue will leave you with their number, so if you want to do more fire training, they will. They will also, realizing that you might be able to control more elements, will give you the number of Hayabusa Uchiha, letting you know that they have the element of lightning.
Alright.
They also say something about like Tau, the like negative energy, but tells you to don't use necrosis until you've mastered the others.
Wasn't even gonna think of doing that, but thanks for the warning.
Yeah. And as they leave you alone, um, if you want to roll as Lance a quirk education to see if Lance has recognized this new development in their quirk, you're more than welcome to. Or I'll ask you: do you think Lance is in tune enough with their spiritual energy to realize their energy's different, or do you think they would need to roll like a self insight or self quirk roll to notice it?
I'd say he's gonna notice that things are gonna feel different, but when it comes to actually like doing any of the like figuring out what has changed, he's not gonna have a clue.
So cool. Try me that quirk education. Let's just see if Lance has a moment of genius.
And it's a 6 on 1d6.
Mhm. Yeah, as Lance is sitting there in the room, just panting and just having a moment, Lance realizes like their breath feels hotter, their chest is hot. That feeling of ignition you previously had in your throat seems to spread throughout your body. And as you're breathing in, it's almost like small flames come out from your nose as Lance remembers the old stories of like your mother told you of stories of like the person in the family who had the original quirk could like control the four elements, which is why they were called the Monkey King. And it hits you that you might be able to manifest your chi, your spiritual energy, as fire now.
Hmm.
Or if there's another way that you would like to flavor the realization, you're more than welcome to.
No, I think that works pretty well.
And as we leave Lance here, I'm going to go focus on the other two before we wrap up. James, as you were sitting there studying, you were hearing a drill on your door.
Serious? What? I open the door to see what's going on.
You see Aiden and Sean as they both have drills undoing the screws to your door.
What are you two doing?
Stealing your door.
Why?
Because it's funny. I was
I
wearing
use
the
my
door bell.
I use my tendrils to grab the drills.
Yeah, Aiden will just let his go. Sean, you let yours go, or do you make it a check?
I'm gonna make it a check just because it's funny.
So that is a strength v strength. Zach adds a +3 to their strength checks if you want to roll.
Oh, we're just
For it.
doing straight power.
Yes.
I got a
Alright,
13.
13.
Yeah, you
2d6 plus.
you have to get a
I
13.
got a 7.
Yeah, Zach is unable to grab the drill out of Sean's hand.
Alright, so I grab the other one, and then I crush it to make a point.
I will say Zach is not strong enough to crush a drill, but you will just see Zach consume it. Just like a tossing it in mouth and just go mum mum mum. Crunch crunch crunch.
Yummy drill.
Don't steal my door.
Why?
Because it's not funny.
I don't know, it seems pretty funny. Plus, you
Yeah.
can match class rep.
Wait, hold on. Yo, did you steal your door? When did our doors get stolen?
No, remember during the party you guys destroyed Anya's door?
Oh yeah, we did. Lit shut.
Yeah.
Has it been fixed by now?
No, we're still waiting for the maintenance to come put a new door on right now. They're like backed up. Apparently the maintenance guy is, and I quote, turned into a stone giant and has been keeping the vice principal in a room for the past couple of days, and I wasn't questioning it further.
Oh, what? Yeah, I probably shouldn't question that.
Okay, regardless, quit trying to take my door.
But you'll also match me, because I don't have a door either.
Well, I'd rather have a door.
I could be a door, you hear Zach say out.
You can't be a door 24 24/7.
I don't know. That's a pretty convincing argument.
Yeah, you see Aiden just stepping back as a bunch of scales will wrap around him and he teleports away.
Oh,
Anyway, regardless, quit it or else. And then I go back
Yeah.
to my room.
one more screw. He's gonna continue working on the one whatever screw he was working on.
Yeah, you go back in your room and you hear the drill going off again after you shut the door.
Okay, that. Okay. James is contemplating just grabbing him with his tendril, but
Mhm.
he would probably get in trouble, and he's already in hot water with one person today.
Mhm.
He doesn't feel like getting in trouble with another, so he just comes out and say, "Cut it out."
All right, All right, fine. Tron will give him the drill, in the hopes that Zach will eat it, because that's fine.
Yeah,
Alright,
if
so
you hand it to Zach, Zach will eat it.
Nice. What have you been doing all day?
I made someone mad at me.
What's your girlfriend?
She's not my girlfriend, and yes.
What'd you do?
Okay, well, I was trying to. I did not. I was trying to obtain information on her to see to make sure like she I didn't trust her, and I wanted to scan for information to see if she was up to anything, and I ended up going into her room, and she got mad at me.
What?
I thought she was heavily injured, but she was not, and yeah, I'm in I'm in a bad spot with her.
Okay, well that makes more sense. I thought
So
you were some
yeah.
sort of stalker.
Okay, well, what I did was stupid, and okay, I don't know. Okay, yeah,
That was
what I
kind
did,
that was kind of
yeah,
stupid.
yeah, it was, and now I have to wait to see if she'll ever talk to me again or not.
Uh, yeah, I think waiting's kind of the only thing you can do right now.
Yeah, kind of. I guess I'll just have to wait. Have you ever done? You've done plenty of stupid things. Have you ever done anything stupid and accidentally made someone mad at you?
Uh, Not that I can remember. At least not that mad. Well, it made my sister kind of mad, but usually she'd respond to that by ripping my pipes out.
To be honest, I'm not even sure if she'll ever talk to me again.
Hmm. Yeah, sounds rough.
The only, the only, I, that's the problem. I just, I don't, I just messed things up with the only decent person here.
I will choose not to take offense to that.
You know what you did.
What did I do?
Well, let's see. You got me and Zach in trouble and detention, and then you manipulated Zach to make us go to a party which I didn't want to go to in the first place.
I didn't manipulate him. I gave him an invite.
Okay, you you turned him against me and made him make me not leave during the party.
I just invited him. He came of his own free will.
Fine, fine. I'll give you a point there. You do have a point there.
Okay.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. This is new to me.
Yeah, well, I think you're on the right track. Just giving her space. So you're not doing terribly, at least.
I just have trust issues, and when you mention that me trusting her, I just wanted I just wanted to find any excuse not to trust her.
Did I mention that? I thought Lance did.
Well, I
Did.
texted. Well, I texted that in the text, and now I just have to wait to see whether or not she wants to give me a second chance or not.
Hmm. I wish I could relate to you. Breakups are rough, I think.
She's not my girlfriend.
You did get that advice from a broken marriage help book.
Cut it out, Zach. Don't tell him that.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting.
Whatever. I'm just gonna study and continue to plan to take down Ash, and see whether or not see how long it takes if she ever wants to talk to me again.
Well, actually, speaking of the whole thing with Ash, Lance is been invited to dinner at his place, and he's taking you and me along.
Wait, he invited me along.
Yeah, Lance is going over to Ash's place for dinner, and he's taking you and me along. And
Okay,
Zach.
I understand him inviting you, but why would he invite me? I haven't exactly been nice to the both of you.
I mean, I don't know. He didn't really say your name, but he said 2-for-1 special, so I think it's kind of just you.
Okay, well, I'm assuming he doesn't want us to attack Ash while we're there.
He said we could if we want. I'm
Hmm.
not going to because that would be unfair. He's not inviting us to ambush him, so I'm not going to.
Well, I'm not going to either. Mostly some of it because I'm not. I'm kind of. His wife kind of makes me nervous.
Oh, okay, now they're scared of women.
I've seen what his wife could do when a student tries to mess with him, and I'm sure she'll have her guard up during the dinner.
You should meet my mother if you think that's scary. Says Sean, not really.
All right. Well, when's the dinner?
He didn't tell me.
All right. Well, ask him, and I'll plan accordingly. This was a nice talk, I guess. Have a good evening. And then James just bolts into his room.
Okay, bye. And Sean will return to his yet doorless room.
All right. And with that, we will end session here. Thank you everybody for coming to the Distance Complex to watch this episode. Ah, fuck, Pagos, why?
What?
My cat just knocked over a cup of water I've been using for painting all day.
No.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, I just have to clean this up. But thank everybody for coming to the Dissonance Complex, where things happen that are not planned. And remember, don't stalk women and look into their bedrooms. Alrighty, thank you all. Good night.
Good advice.